Hey everyone, I'm Ashley, and as we're approaching summer in South Carolina, I wanted to go over the differences between heat exhaustion and heat stroke and what to do if you find yourself or someone you know in one of these situations. Normally, the body cools itself by sweating, but during extreme heat, you can run the risk of your body temperature rising faster than it can cool itself down, which could potentially lead to heat exhaustion or heat stroke. On days where the temperature and humidity are both high, the risk of a heat-related illness increases. And high humidity does make it harder for sweat to evaporate from the body and therefore harder for your body to cool itself down. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke can occur during exposure of hot, humid weather, especially if you're in that setting for prolonged periods of time. Exercise in hot weather can increase your risk, but they are both more common if you are not used to being in hot weather. Dehydration is the predominant cause of either of those conditions, but drinking alcohol or wearing excess clothing can also affect your body's ability to regulate temperature. Infants and children up to 4 years of age, those over 65, and also those who are overweight are at the greatest risk. Certain medications can also increase your risk. Diuretics can affect water and sodium balance and putting your body at higher risk in an extremely hot environment. And medications for Parkinson's disease may affect the ability of your body's ability to sweat properly. And some antipsychotics may reduce psychiatric symptoms that you might experience. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke both have similar signs and symptoms. And if someone is experiencing heat exhaustion that is left untreated, it could progress to a heat stroke. Heat stroke is a life-threatening emergency, and you should call 911 immediately. Heat exhaustion presents with heavy sweating, fast, weak pulse, cold, pale, and clammy skin, muscle cramps, tiredness and weakness, dizziness, headache, nausea and vomiting, and or fainting could occur. If this occurs, move to a cool place, loosen your clothes, and try to place cold, wet cloths on your body or take a cold shower or bath, and also be sure to sip water. If your symptoms become worse or last longer than an hour, you should seek medical help. Heat stroke can occur when the body temperature rises to above 103 degrees or higher. It can also present with headache, dizziness, and nausea. However, the difference may lie, you should look for rapid, strong pulse, hot, red, dry, or damp skin, confusion, and loss of consciousness. Heat stroke, as I said, is considered a medical emergency, and 911 should be called immediately. And if left untreated, it can cause damage to your brain, heart, kidneys, and muscles. While waiting on emergency treatment, make sure you move the person to the shade or indoors, and don't give them anything to drink. Remove excess clothing if possible, and cool the person down however you can. So you can place them in a cold shower or bath, place ice packs or cold cloths on their head, their neck, armpits, and groin to help cool them down faster. You could sponge them with cool water or fan them while misting them. To wrap things up, make sure that you are drinking plenty of water and non-alcoholic fluids this summer, especially if you're planning to be outside a lot. It's best to avoid salt tablets unless you're instructed by your doctor to take them, and instead rely on your diet or drink something like Gatorade or coconut water before intense exercise if you feel like that's needed. Hope y'all all have a great summer outdoors and have a great Wednesday. Thanks.